Perfect. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Yoga with Eva. So I call it, or Tuesday Yoga. So today, again, if you have blogs or club or any sort of blog-like shape thing, hi, perfect. Please have it ready by your mat. And strap is always good if you know that you're a little stiffer, that you can always use that to do some stretches with. Feel free to have that ready. And then let's get started. So welcome. You will definitely don't need a block or a big book that you will use for one of the moves today. So have that ready. So we'll start today on our backs as we usually do. I would like you to get comfortable. So once you lie down, I want you to turn the palms up towards the ceiling, open up through the shoulders. You can keep your feet on the floor, this is comfortable. You can stretch them out if you like, or you can put them soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to open. I would like you to try to elongate through your spine a little bit, so maybe you'll lift your chest and stretch your neck a little bit. Gently tuck in the chin towards your chest, but gentle tuck, so feel the lengthening through that spine, your neck, and then closing your eyes. We're going to be here for a few breaths, just tuning into our bodies, noticing how we breathe, and see if you can lengthen your breath. So nice, deep belly breath. With inhale, your belly expands, fills up, and as you exhale, let it all go, deflating the belly. And you're noticing how your body's feeling this afternoon, feeling any tightness or areas with tension in your body. See if you can just relax into them, wherever they may be. We'll take another 6 deep breaths like here, like this in here. Relaxing, lengthening our breath as we go. Trying to let go of all your thoughts. And simply focus on your breath. How it feels to breathe in. How it feels to breathe out. And if your knees, or if it becomes too intense for your legs, feel free to bring those knees back in. Otherwise, we'll take 2 more deep breaths. Make them the deepest one of your day. So really long and wide inhales. With full, long exhales. Maybe taking a pause at the end of your exhale. 1 more breath like that. And if your knees are apart, please gently bring them back together. Feet come on the floor if they were straight out. Hands come next to your hips. And we're going to bring the heels slightly closer to our glutes. We're going to ground through our heels. Maybe lift your toes a little bit, wiggle your toes here, making sure your knees are forward. Don't let them open to the side, and squeeze your glutes and gently lift up into a bridge. Keep pushing through the heels, lifting through the toes. And then exhale, lower down. Go up again like this for 3 more breaths. Inhale is lift, exhale is lower. So match the movement to your breath. And just simply move. And again, noticing how your body responds to the movement. So be kind and gentle. There should be no pain. And on the next time you inhale and lift your hips up, you're going to hold it there. Squeezing your glutes, pushing through the heels into the floor. You're going to lift the right leg in the air. So a little bit of a work here. Stretch the right leg towards the ceiling. We're going to lower the left glute down, lower the right leg towards the floor, but don't touch. And as you exhale, lift back up. So you're going to inhale, lower towards the floor. And exhale, lift up one more time, feeling the glute really engaging here. Lower. And lift. Hold it here. And slowly exhale, lower the leg down. Maybe you want to realign a little bit, squeezing the glutes and lift up. This time, left leg lifts up. Flex your foot. You can have slight bend in the knee. If your hamstrings are tight or feeling tight, hold it here, squeeze your glute. You're going to lower on an inhale, lower down towards the floor, your glute and your leg. And exhale, lift both up. Go 2 more times, inhaling, lowering. And exhale, lifting. Last one. And lift. Hold it here for a moment. Feel the glute working really hard. Lowering the leg down. Last time, inhale, lift as high as you can. Maybe this time you add a little bit of a bend into your spine here. Push your hips as high as you can. And lower down on an exhale, slowly down. Both knees come in. You're going to keep your knees together and pull them down towards your chest. Keeping the nice length in your neck. Slightly tucking the chin. And on your next exhale, opening the knees wide towards your elbows, towards your armpits. Pull those knees in. And then slowly start making a circle. So finishing the circle, so pulling the knees towards your armpits and then circle them back together. Inhale towards your chest and your armpits. And exhale, finish the circle. Coming together, 2 more like this. And then once you finish your last circle, that way we will reverse. So your knees are going away from you, opening them wide, bringing them in towards your armpits or your shoulders and bring them together. 3 more rounds of those. So as you inhale, knees go away from you. And as you exhale, bring them in. And then holding them in towards your chest. Pull those knees in. And then slowly releasing to the floor. This is the time we're going to grab our blocks or a book or maybe a pillow or anything that you can squeeze between your legs. We're going to turn ourselves to the side. And I would like you to bring those knees high, so they're 90 degrees with your belly button, or parallel to your 90 degrees for your body. You're gonna place the block underneath or between our legs, and we're gonna squeeze the block. So you're gonna be actively squeezing the block. Head is down, or if you have another block or a pillow, you can place it underneath your head. That way your head is not too tilted down. You're gonna stay there for a moment. No, the music is too loud. So once you're set up, you're gonna bring the palms of our hands together, reaching in front of you. You're nice and centered here, squeezing the block. We're gonna inhale, so the top left hand reaches up and over. You're looking over where it goes. And as you exhale, bring it back in. So gently twisting, keeping the knees together. So that's why we're squeezing the block, so you don't move your hips. Your hips are not moving. You're trying to isolate the twist from your thoracic spine and your, not into your lower back. And exhale back. Last one. Squeeze those blocks between your pillows, between your knees. I want you to hold it there and noticing how much you're opening, you're feeling the tension or maybe pulling. I want you to take a notice of that. No judging, just simply noticing where you're at when you twist. And then come back on an exhale. The top hand stays up. You're going to simply circle the hand. I don't want you to move your whole body, simply circle the movements happening from your shoulder joint. So let's do 3 circles in each direction. Inhale, half a circle. Exhale, the other half. Once you do 3 one direction, you go 3 the other. So again, try to only move your arm from the shoulder, not using the rest of your body. It can be hard. Your body sometimes wants to help if there is a lack of range of motion in that joint. Perfect. Now this time we do 3 more circles, but we make them bigger. This time we can use the whole body. So inhale, twist open, and exhale. You keep squeezing the blocks so your hips are not moving. Again, we're just twisting into our upper body. Last circle that way. Slowly opening the spine here, so twisting into it. And then reverse. And then if you find something clicking or if there's any pain involved in this movement, please make it smaller. Or maybe just don't do the motion and maybe you'll have to think about it, why it's happening. So that might be your body telling you something. Perfect. So now we did 3 in each direction. We're going to open one more time. On an inhale, open, reach. See if you might be feeling that you can go a little bit further, maybe less pulling. And exhale, come back. So we open up the shoulders. We're going to push ourselves up, or you can turn yourself onto the other side. You do the same thing the other way. So I'm going to realign myself this way. And we'll be squeezing something hard between your knees or a pillow. I want you to make sure that when you move, that your knees are staying still. They're not moving into your hips. And head is supported by a pillow or a block, and your palms are together in front of you. This way your knees are quite high up, almost 90 degrees to your body. Squeeze the blocks. And we're going to inhale, gently open, look back, and exhale, come back. And again, do all that without any pain. Should be maybe a gentle pull, but do not allow yourself to be in pain here. One more time. Inhale, open. Now you're going to hold it here, noticing how far you can go. Breathe. And then exhale, bring it back in. You might notice difference from side to side. Squeezing the block. You're going to start lifting through the right arm and simply circling, not moving the body, just the arm. Noticing the sensation it creates. Try to make it as big as you can and as big as it's comfortable. And then once you do 3 one direction, you reverse. Inhale half a circle, exhale the other. So we're really working on our shoulder joint here and also on our muscles that allow us to twist. So once you've done that, we're going to add the 3 circles, but this time the whole body twists with you. And again, make it as slow as your breath. Half a circle inhale, half a circle exhale. Keeping the knees squeezing together. Don't allow the hips to go with you, to open up. And don't forget to reverse, 3 breaths the other way. And then one more time. Once you finish the circling, we're going to open up on an inhale. Reach back. See how far you can go. Touching the floor maybe. And exhaling, coming back. Perfect. We're going to get rid of the blocks and blocks underneath your head or all the props. And we're going to turn ourselves onto our back. And again, we want to nicely elongate through the whole body. So slightly tucked in the chin so you can feel the length in your neck. Hands stay to a T. We're going to bring the legs up into a tabletop-like position. I want you to pull in your belly button and knit your ribs together. So kind of tuck them in. But I don't want you to really push your lower back too much into the floor. See if you can just simply more like suction. Everything comes towards the belly button. Let's suction it in. So hands are to a T. We're going to flex our toes, so toes towards your face. And we're going to lower, keeping the knee bent. Lower the right leg towards the floor, like you're trying to tap. And exhale, bring it back in. So this is a little bit of a core work. The core is stabilizing you here while you're moving your legs. So exhale, lift. Let's go 2 more times on each side. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Go with your own breath, lowering, feeling the core stabilizing. You pull in the belly button. Try not to push the lower leg into the floor. Lift that up gently and back. Stretching your legs out again, fully straight or just slightly bent knees. Same thing, but this time the whole leg goes down. So lower on an inhale. Exhale, lift up. Switch the legs. Lower on an inhale. Exhale, lift up. Pull in the belly. Don't let the ribs pop up. You might feel the shake in your belly as your core is holding you in place here. 1 more on each side. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Keeping the legs strong and straight here or slightly bend into your knees, whatever needs to be done. Pulling in the belly, ribs are still in. This time we open to the side. So on the inhale, you open to the side. Make sure you're not wobbling with your leg. Exhale, center. So your hips are glued to the floor. Inhale, right. Exhale in. 2 more breaths on each side. Concentrate on pulling the belly in. Exhale in. Inhale, open. Exhale in. Last. Both knees come back in towards your chest. Release the ribs or release your core. Maybe rock side to side. And slowly stretching yourself out nice and long. So legs are straight, arms are reaching up and over your head. A little bit of a stretch here. We work the core a little, so get a little bit of stretch. And as you exhale, I want you to relax into your shoulders, so don't have them coming to your ears. And one more time, pull in the rib cage, pull in the belly button. And then you're gonna sit up. So inhale, reaching your arms up. And as you exhale, roll yourselves up to seated. Keep on rolling over your toes, flex your feet, reach over. Keep pulling the belly, inhale, straighten, nice long body, exhale, roll back down to the floor. We'll go 4 more breaths like this. So inhaling, arms are reaching, exhaling, you're rolling up. Keeping the feet on the floor, nice, it's a little bit core again, reach over. Match the movement to your breath. Exhaling to the floor. If you have trouble coming up from the floor, don't go all the way, maybe stay right here and exhale, lift yourself back up and reach over. So modify if you need to, but modifications shouldn't be using your arms to lift yourself up. So just go lower or as far as you feel like you can still have the power to come back up. One more time, either all the way from the floor or just halfway from the floor. Somebody reach over, stretch through your hamstrings here. Sit nice and tall, perfect. Cross-legged or in a lotus. You can use a block underneath your hips if you need that. Gonna sit nice and straight here. So both sits going on the floor. Nice straight spine. Here we're gonna inhale, both arms come up. And as you exhale, right hand's gonna reach for the left knee, you twist into it, look back. Inhale through the center, arms come up. Exhale, twist the other way. And we do 2 more rounds of these. Go with your own breath, inhaling up. Exhaling, twisting. And 1 more round. You want to be gentle. Listen to your body. Don't force it where it doesn't want to go. And last time, inhale up. This time, you exhale. You gotta keep your back straight. Reach forward. Fingertips back is straight. See how far you can go without lifting your hip bones or your sit bones from the floor. Feel the stretch into the hip. And then slowly walking yourself back up. You're going to cross the leg the other way, the one that might be more uncomfortable because you're not used to it. And the same thing, we're going to inhale, arms come up. And exhaling forward, nice straight back. Fingertips are on the floor and you're reaching forward like you're crawling, keeping the back nice and straight. Push the hips down. And then slowly walking yourself up. If you need to make a little bit of shoulder movement, feel free to do. We're going to push ourselves forward and into a tabletop. So in a tabletop, we're going to go straight into a downward dog. Or if you like, if your wrists are not happy, you can come into a puppy pose. So on your forearms on the floor. We spread our fingers wide, curling the toes under. We're going to sit back onto our heels, but not let your glutes touch your heels. Just simply lean back. And now push your fingers forward, like you're trying to slide, but you're stuck. Now lift your heels off the floor. Head comes down, and then push yourself up into a downward dog. Paddle your feet. Maybe you walk your feet a little bit further back. Or you can stay in the puppy. Lower down. Either way. Get yourself up. Hold. Paddle the feet. Push both heels down towards the floor. And gently push your weight forward into the plank. High plank or low plank, depending on your puppy. Push those shoulder blades apart, like you're trying to lift yourself from your palms. So push the palms really hard into the floor. And then exhale back into that downward dog. Inhale forward into that plank. Pull in the belly. Exhale into the downward dog. Go again. Inhale forward. Shift your toes forward a little bit. And then exhale one more time. Push the heels down. Onto your toes. Push yourself forward. Plank. And exhale downward. This time you're going to lift the right leg in the air. And as you exhale, bring it forward next to your outside of your hands. So not between, this time outside. So you have a wide right stand here. Let yourself just sink into those hips here. And then slowly lowering the back leg onto the floor. Uncurling the toes. So your foot is wide. You can allow that knee to open up. So lifting through the inner arch here. You can stay here. Or you can come down onto your forearms. This is a good time to use blocks as well if you like to. Resting. So we're opening through the back hip and the front inside of your leg. So you feel the stretch in your inner thighs. Breathe here. About 6, 3 more breaths. Really sink into that move. Close. And slowly come back. Foot back on the mat. You're gonna curl under, lift through the knee if you can. If it's too much, you can stay down on your knee. You're gonna bring that left hand closer to the right foot, and we're gonna twist. Again, you can do that with your knee down if you like. A little bit more intensity, lift through the leg. Back leg. Last 2 breaths. And then slowly on your exhale, bring your hand to the middle of your mat. The foot is on the outside. Step your foot back into the plank and push yourself into a downward dog. Paddle the feet here. This time the left leg reaches up. And as you exhale, bring it outside of your hands. So on the edge of your mat. And one more time. Just sink in here into your hips. Nice long body. Allow your hips to be opening here. And whenever ready, knee it comes down, uncurling the toes. And we're going to come down onto the floor with your forearms, so you can use the block to rest on. Your choice, opening through the left knee. And onto the mat. And breathe. You're still sinking forward towards the front of your mat and allowing the knee to open to the side. Breathe. Last breath. And then slowly walk yourself back up. Put your foot onto the mat. Bring your left foot closer to your right foot to your left foot. Curling the toes under, lifting through the knee if available. And we're gonna twist open into the. You breathe and hold. Knee can be always down with the curl, the toes uncurled. Last breath. Sink down into those hips. Hands come down. Spread your fingers wide, send your feet back, and push into downward dog. Paddle those feet there. And then push them both down, both heels go down towards the floor. Feeling the stretch. And then gently walk your feet forward over two hands in front of your mat. We're gonna dangle here for a moment, so allow yourself to just relax. You can hold on to your elbows. And you can just hang here. Feeling the length through our lower backs. So a little stretching in here under your back of your legs. The back line. If you want to add a movement side to side, feel free to do that. If it's something that the body's asking for. Last breath. And slowly straightening into your lats if you can. Straightening into your back. Maybe use a block or use your hands on your shins. Straighten the back. Exhale, lower down and you can round. Inhale, slide those fingertips to your knees, straighten the back. Exhale, lower down. One more time, straighten into that lower back. Hold it here, bring your arms up forward. Hips are reaching back and exhale, lift yourself up. A little bit back bend. And hands to your heart. Exhale. From here, you're gonna ground the right foot into the floor and bring the left leg up. So lift the left leg in the air and then you step it back into warrior one. So your toes are turning out a little bit, 45 degrees or so. You want to have your step as wide as you can so you can have your hips facing forward. Bend into your front leg so your ankle and your knee are nicely aligned. I want you to push your back edge, so the edge of your back foot, the outer edge, into the mat. You will feel the line, the back line, like right here on the side of your leg engaging. Twist the hips forward if you lost that. Inhale, hands come to your heart, or you can come into a little bit of back bend. Again, whatever your body prefers today. Breathe. Keep pushing the outer edge into the mat. Keep your hips from shifting sideways. Last breath. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, hands to your heart. You're gonna come onto our toes and shift your heels so it's facing the back. And maybe step your feet a little bit closer together. So your feet should be if they're on two train tracks. So not behind each other, but wide. Straighten both knees, but don't lock. Hands are still to your heart. I'm going to exhale gently. Come forward with your straight backs. Into a pyramid pose. So hands can come down onto the floor. If you have a block, you can use that. I want you to have your back as straight as you possibly can. So you want to feel the stretch in the back of your legs here. Let's stay here for 2 more breaths. Make sure you're not locking your knees. Gentle, gentle bend. And Try to straighten your back as much as you can. Bring your arms up again over, reaching forward and exhale with your straight back. Using the core. Hands come down. You're going to twist sideways. So bring your feet so they're nicely together. Same line, your toes are in the same line. Maybe go a little bit wider. That's what you need. Making sure your toes are facing forward so your outer edges are a nice long line. Sometimes you might feel like you're a little pigeon-toed here, but that's okay for this move. Again, knees are straight but not locked. Hands can come to your hips. And you're going to lean forward. Again, stick the hips back, straighten the backs. Lower yourself to the floor, maybe hands are touching. I want you to lean gently forward if you're feeling yourself being in your heels too much. So shift your body weight forward. Nice straight back. This is another time you can use your blocks. I want to really feel the stretch in the back of our legs today. And then whenever you're ready, you can release. So now you can round into your back, just hanging here. And trying not to lock your knees. Your weight is between your toes and your heels equally, so don't lean too forward or too back. And then gently walk your hand towards your right toes or right foot. Your left hand's gonna grab your right foot or your right ankle, and you're gonna twist into it. Shoulder is not reaching up towards the ear, so you can push it down and away and open it. Hold it for 3 more breaths. And then slowly on exhale, release the hand. Walk yourself center. Straighten the back on an inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, walk yourself towards the left foot. And again, grab your foot, your ankle. And as you exhale, twist open. Make sure your shoulder is not coming up towards your ear, but push it down and away. 2 more breaths. Pull yourself towards the left as much as you can. And on an exhale, release the hand down. Walk yourself back center. Straighten your back. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers there. Push your shoulders down and away. Squeeze them together. And then relax towards the floor. Allow the hands to just come wherever they want to go. We'll stay here for another 3 rounds of breath. And then slowly straightening the backs back up. Come all the way up to standing. Now this time we're going to twist the left foot forward. We're going to step the right foot a little bit to the side. Turn the toes forward. 45 degrees or so. Making sure your hips are facing the front of your mat or the back. And then sink down into the front leg. Push the outer edge of your back foot into the mat. It's like you're trying to lift through the inner arch without actually lifting. Inhale, arms come up and into a little bit of back bend if you like. Or you can stay with your hands to your heart. Breathe. Last breath. And the next inhale, hands come up. And as you exhale, bring them to your heart. Twist your toes forward and reach the heel down towards the floor, straightening the front leg. So both hips are forward again. And we're going to come forward with your hands to your heart. Straight back, lean forward. into a pyramid pose. You can reach down, you can use the block or you can use your leg. Keep the back straight. See if you can not lock your knee, just relax into this pose. And notice if your body is opening up with every exhale that you take. Maybe you feel that you can get deeper into the pose, but not pushing it, just allowing the body to do it on its own. Last breath. And then hands back to your heart and straighten yourself back up. Log yourself back center. And you're going to come into a balancing pose. So if you need to move a little bit of your hips or whatever need your body's asking for before we come into a still position again. So we'll do a tree pose today. I would like us to ground, maybe come up and down a few times on your toes, and then settle in through the right foot. So push the toes into the floor, push your heel into the floor, squeeze your right glute, engage the front of your right thigh. And then slowly, while that leg is nice and stable, you're gonna start opening through our left hip. So toes are on the floor, bring them next to your ankle and open them up. So if you want to stay here, you can stay here, or you can bring the leg towards your calf, your foot and calf, or if you can go a little bit higher above the knee. But I want you to keep squeezing the standing leg and see how much you can open the knee to the side. Hands come to heart. If you want them out to get a little bit more balance, or reaching up towards the ceiling and looking up. Looking up is the hardest. Breathe. Relax into your shoulders. Pull in the belly. On your next exhale, hands come down to your heart. And you gently release that leg. Let's settle back in onto the other side. So your toes, your heels are pushing evenly into the floor. Squeezing your left glute. Now turning the foot out. So your right hip is opening to the side. Toes are on the floor. You can stay there. You can move the foot up onto your calf or even higher up into your leg. You're actively pushing the foot into your thigh that's at high. Squeeze that glute, open through the right knee. Hands can be wherever you want them to be. Pull in the belly, breathe. And one more breath. Exhale back, hands to your heart. And gently releasing the leg down. Coming to the front of your mat. You're going to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lean sideways so you can hold on to your right wrist, push it over, pull it over. Inhale back center, exhale, grab the left wrist and pull it over. Side bending. So again, inhale and pull. You can gently pull onto your wrist. One more time, inhale, center, exhale, pull the other way. And come back, center, inhale, grabbing the right wrist or between your wrist and your hand, that spot, and gently pull. You're gonna hold it here, making sure you're not leaning forward, but opening through the chest, just side bending. Pull that hand gently towards the left side. Inhale, back center. Grab the other hand. So again, it's right between your wrist and your hand. And exhale, gently pull when you're trying to pop the hand off your wrist, but gently. Breathe. Feel a nice stretch through your sides. And exhale, back center. You're gonna inhale, fold forward. Inhale, slide the fingertips towards the knees. Exhale, hands on the floor, step back into the planks. Exhale, push into the downward dog. Inhale, back into a plank. Squeeze your glute. Exhale, back into the downward dog. Inhale, push forward. One more time. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, push forward. Exhale, downward dog. Three-legged dog, lifting to the right leg. Exhale, hands go. The foot front comes forward. Knee comes to the floor. Uncurling toe. Inhale, twist. Exhale, back to the floor. Uncurl the toe, lift up. Push back into that plank. Exhale, downward dog. Lift the leg and bring it forward. Knee comes down. Uncurling toe. Exhale, twist. Come back forward. Back into that lunge. Back forward into that plank. This time, shift your weight forward. Lower yourself down onto the floor. Lift up. Into a back bend. Exhale, lower down. I want you to have your fingers wide. So your hands are wide. Fingertips on the floor. So a little bit of wider than your mat. Legs are open. Squeezing your glutes. And we stay with our fingertips. We're going to inhale, lift up. As high as you can. Squeeze the glutes. Legs are wide. Exhale, lower down. Go again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Two more times. Inhale, lift into a back bend. Lower down. Last one. Inhale, lift. Hold it here. And then lower down. You're going to bring the legs together. Your hands next to your chest. And you're going to push yourself up, rounding the back into a child's pose. You're going to stay in child's pose for another 3 rounds of breath. You can rest your head on the floor. And your next exhale, push yourself back up into a tabletop. You're going to come seated. So we're going to bring the right foot in to our left inner thigh. Open the left leg as wide as it's comfortable. Making sure your toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. Don't let them open to the sides. So they're straight up towards the ceiling. You sit nice and tall here. You're going to inhale, both arms come up. And as you exhale, you're going to place your left hand onto your left leg. Or in front of it. Or behind it. Or you can grab your toes. Reaching over. Too hard for your shoulder. Bring your hand behind you. Open through the shoulders. So don't let the shoulder be forward. Nice opening through your chest. Let's stay here for 3 more breaths. Try to relax into it as much as you can. And on your next inhale, bring it back up. This time we're going to twist forward towards the leg. So if you need to realign, that's fine too. And then lean forward. Again, you're gonna grab your foot. This is a good time if you wanna use a strap that you have. And you pull yourself gently down. Be gentle and kind, breathe. And allow the breath to open your body up. Last breath. And slowly walk yourself up here. We're gonna do one more here. So this time we're gonna twist your body centered again. And we're gonna lean forward this way. So now we feel the stretch on the inner thigh. So it's like sit gently coming forward. You can rest your forearms, making sure your foot is up towards the ceiling. Don't let it come to the side. Trying to keep both hip bones on the floor, sit bones on the floor. Breathe. Last 2 rounds of breath. And then slowly walk ourselves up. Now bring both knees towards your chest. Sit back and then gently sway them side to side. Just to release the tension in your lower back here. We stretch a lot. So if this is too painful, I want you to maybe ease off a little bit. Don't go too deep. And let's sit up for on the other side. So this time, the left foot is in your right inner thigh. We're facing the front. So right in front of you. Inhale, both arms come up, toes are up. And as you exhale, you sideways. This is another time you can use that strap if you like. And pull yourself down. But it's sometimes easier to just let the body open up on its own than pushing it into where you think it should be. So just breathe. See if you can really relax into any tension or sensation of tension that you've got in your body. Breathe into it. And again, hand can always be behind your back if needed. And then next, exhale. Come back up in the center. This time you're going to twist towards that leg. So your belly and your thighs are on top of each other, and then you slowly come down. You can grab your foot, use the strap, or simply just allow your body to relax as much as it can while you breathe. Last breath. And then slowly walk yourself back up. This time we face the front again. Nice tall body. Keeping the sit bone on the floor. Walk yourself forward. If you are comfortable, you can do it with both legs open. But this is just a little bit easier. So whatever works. You want to do it open-legged, feel free to do that. Toes are up. Keeping both sits bone on the floor. Try to relax your jaw. Sometimes we hold a lot of tension when you're concentrating on really pushing ourselves into our stretches. So try not to do that. Just relax. It's not about how we look, it's about how we feel when we're doing when we're practicing yoga. And slowly walk yourself back up. Perfect. Bring your legs together one more time. Hands behind you. Let the knees just gently sway side to side. And then let's come all the way to the floor onto your backs. Perfect. So lowering yourself slowly down onto the floor. We're gonna bring those knees one more time towards our chest and maybe rock side to side. And placing the feet on the floor as wide as your mat. And we're gonna simply allow the knees to come in the center into a constructive rest. We did a lot of hip opening today as well, so allowing your body to just a little bit of counter pose is always nice. And this is easy, nice and easy pose. So it's a good time to go back to noticing your breath. And maybe trying to slow it down a little bit if it picked up pace. Okay. Belly is expanding with your inhale. See if you can push it always towards, even towards the back of your mat, not just up towards the ceiling, but back and the side. So a really deep breathing like this allows your lower back muscle, quadratus lumborum, to relax. Because you are stretching with inhales and exhales. So really it's a good practice to breathe into your back, lower back with every inhale. And the deeper it is, the more of a stretch you get for your lower back muscle. Last 2 breaths. And slowly bringing your knees apart, feet together gently. You're gonna cross the right leg over the left, lifting the left off the floor. You're gonna scoot your bum towards the left, or towards the right side. So your right knee is gonna be the one on the top. And allow the legs to fall to the left. Breathe. Head is looking towards your right. Last breath. And on your next exhale, lift the legs off the floor gently and then use the core to bring them back in the center. And crossing the legs, realigning your body. And then cross the left over the right, bring the right in the air. And then we're going to scooch the bum to the left and allow the body to fall to the right. So this time the left knee is higher and you're looking towards the left. Trying to keep both shoulders on the floor. Breathe into the stretch. Last breath. And then gently lifting the legs off the floor, hold it there, and use the core to bring it back center. Unraveling the pose, bring those knees both to the chest for the last time. Rock side to side, and then relax. This is a time for Shavasana. So turning the palms back up towards the ceiling, closing your eyes. And take a few moments to breathe. And then slowing down your breath. We'll take another set of 3 deep breaths. Make them as long as you can. Maybe taking a little pause at the end of your exhale before you start your next inhale. And on your next inhale, bringing the arms up and over towards the floor. Turning yourself to one side. And gently push yourself up to seated. Maybe you want to stay in Shavasana for a little bit longer. Just feel free to do that. Tune us out and just breathe and relax. And once seated, I would ask to take another 3 deep breaths in here. So we're going to inhale, bringing the arms up towards the ceiling. And we breathe out through our mouth. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Bowing our head to our heart. Thank you so much for joining me this Tuesday. And I wish you a great rest of your Tuesday and work day. And hope to see you again next week. From my heart to yours, namaste. Enjoy the rest of your day and the week ahead. Should be a beautiful one. And I'll see you back here next Tuesday. Have a great one.